I want my kids back.
What are you gonna do to get them back?
What are you gonna do to stop me or to prevent it?
Ginger's children have been devastated by their mother's addictions and her life out on the streets.
They don't understand why every other kid has mommy coming to school every day to drop them off, and they have grandma. My nephew definitely holds in his feelings, but when they come out, he is very angry. He will break his toys. My niece shows more of the sad side. She misses mommy.
I don't talk to my kids often. I choose to stay away because it's easier for my kids to forget about me.
Before Ginger was out on the streets, she was living in conditions so deplorable that her son, his bed, had burn holes in it, and her daughter's crib had stripper shoes in it and dirty panties, everything but a baby blanket and baby sheets. When I saw those conditions and how my daughter Ginger was behaving, I couldn't leave those kids.
I was extremely dysfunctional, which is why I volunteered to the temporary order with my mother.
You walked out the door.
You're right, and you kept it shut.
My daughter thinks I'm trying to steal her children, and that is the furthest thing from the truth. I didn't want those kids put with strangers.
I do know that my kids are well taken care of, but I regret that she took it this far.
What is it that she's done that you wish she hadn't done?
They went behind my back and got involved with court. I never got to go to court. They said they couldn't find me.
No, we couldn't find her, Dr. Phil.
The
paperwork we have is never changed. It is still just a guardianship, and her name is still on it as an equal entity.
Did you or did you not tell me I lost custody?
I've never said anything.
You
The
threw
word
it in my
custody,
face
number one,
during
never came
arguments.
up.
I thought that for over a year that I
Can I explain to you?
What are you talking about?
I
Did
have
you or
told
did you not
all
go
along
behind my
that
back?
You're belligerent in the face of people that have saved your children from being in the foster care system, which is broken. They probably would have separated your children.
And yeah, I agree.
So they wouldn't be there together.
I agree.
But yet they've stepped in and taken care of your children, and you got the audacity to sit there and criticize them because you don't like the way they did it. You ought to be kissing their feet because they've been keeping your children safe while you've been out doing what you've been doing. Instead, you want to pick at some point, well, you went to court behind my back. You didn't want to go to court because you would have probably lost all parental rights had you gone to court.
Agree.
My job, as I see it, that I assign myself, just so you know, is to get you back with your children. I want to get you back with your children. And in order to do that, you've got to stop being a drunk. You've got to stop being an addict. You've got to stop being a hooker. You've got to stop being self-destructive. You've got to deal with your mental illness, because I can't diagnose you sitting here, but if I was going to do that on the short list, I think you have severe PTSD. You've been beaten, you've been shot at, you've been sex trafficked. My God, I commend you for being here, upright, vertical, and alive, and having enough gumption to come here and say, I'm still willing to fight for my children. That's why I said, tell me the truth.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm on your side because I'm on your children's side, and what they need is you. Nobody can substitute for their mother. You can get yourself cleaned up. We can get you where you need to be mentally and emotionally. We can get you on a career path. We can get you in a clean apartment. We can get your kids in a school where you pick them up every day. You have no idea how well your life can turn around. You just haven't had anybody help you with it. You've had everybody judge you about it. You've had everybody criticize you about it, but you haven't had anybody help you with it.
No.
Then stop fighting the help. God works in mysterious ways. Maybe it's this old bald-headed son of a bitch over here that's here to help you.
Thank you.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.